Welcome once again. This is Amos Mkwenje from Top Research Center. Today I want to move on to lecture number 11. You'll find that in this lecture I'm going to look at graphs. You'll find that in statistics sometimes it is necessary for you to come up with a visual representation of your data. So in most cases when you are coming up with graphs in SPSS, most people feel more comfortable to come up with their graphs using the point and click interface in SPSS. But today I want to show you it is also possible for you to produce these graphs using SPSS Syntax Editor. So as you know, we have different type of graphs like bar graphs, we have pie charts, we have histogram, we have line graph, and many more. But today I want to look at these graphs, how you do these graphs, bar graphs, pie graphs, histograms, and line graphs using SPSS Syntax Editor. But most of the aspects I will concentrate on showing them using the bar graph, and you can apply those concepts to other types of graphs as well. But I will show you how to do all these 4 graphs in SPSS using SPSS Syntax Editor. Now let me move on and open up my SPSS Syntax Editor and show you how you perform different graph production using graphic production language in SPSS. Here I have opened my SPSS syntax which we were using all along. So I think in our previous lecture I showed you how to come up with a scatter plot. So this is the syntax which we used to come up with the scatter plot in our previous lecture. If I were to run it again, you find that we come up with this scatter plot. But today I want to concentrate and show you how you come up with bar graph, pie chart, and line graph or histogram. So what I want to do is to put or to end a comment here. So bar graph, I can just say bar graphs. I can specify which variables I want to include in the bar graphs. But since I'm going to come up with the various bar graphs as we go along, I just label that bar graph. So I'm concentrating on bar graphs initially, and I will show you step by step how you come up with a bar graph in SPSS Syntax Editor. So the first graph I want to show you is a bar graph showing maybe different age groups and count. So if I just type graph, then slash, then bar, and I have a variable age groups. And then put a dot at the end. Very simple. Bar, graph slash bar age groups. If I were to run this, here I have my bar graph showing that the count here, we have on the x-axis, I have the age groups. But you find that you can also add the title or the subtitle and even the footnote if you want. Let me go back to my syntax. This is the syntax which we used. Instead of placing my dot or full stop here, I remove it. Instead, I can put a slash and then say title. Title, then equal to, in quotation marks, what are we showing is the age let's say it's just my population by age groups. Population by age groups. Maybe it's the title. Then I close. If I want to add maybe more information, say I want a subtitle, then write subtitle. Instead of going horizontal, I can even do the same, go further down, then I can subtitle. What is my subtitle? Maybe just say age groups. Then I close. I might choose a better subtitle, but this is just an illustration. I just want to show you that you can also add subtitle, and here you can add, maybe we can add fig 1 or figure 1. This is, maybe it's our fig 1. Fig 1, population by age groups, then subtitle age groups. We can also add footnote. Then is equal to say Portugal population. Then the name Portugal just came into my mind. Portugal population. (2019). This could be my footnote. Then I close. So if I were to put a full stop, then you put a dot, showing that this is the end of the command. Let me try to run this and see what happens. So you highlight the whole syntax and run it. You can see I now have population by age groups. This is the title. Fig 1 population by age groups, then age groups, then my footnote Portugal population 2019. We have age groups, we have the count. You find you can change the label when you are writing the syntax in the syntax editor, or you can also change the label, the y-axis label or the x-axis label when you double click on this output. Let me show you that you can change your axis, you can change your x-axis or your y-axis. If you double click here, this comes up. So you can edit your graph using this window. If I want to change this, maybe I can double click here. You see, it's now ready for editing. If I want something else, maybe instead of count, I can just say population in million. Population in millions and enter. See, it has changed now, population in millions. And you can do the same here. The other thing you can do in this window, you can change maybe the color of your bars. If you open here, we have different colors. If I were to double click, let me double click this first bar. I double clicked, and then maybe I want it to be in this color. If I say apply, or it changed everything, it means you have to double click it. And then maybe if I use this, sorry, I want to make each bar different from each other. So you double click. Let me see. Right, so I double clicked. This is now different, and I come and double click this. I want it in this color. Apply. So it's now different from this, and I can double click this and maybe add a different color, maybe this yellow. So you find that we have different colors. The other thing you can do here, you find that you can also click, say this one, the back. I want the background to be different. Maybe I want which color? Let's say this one, and apply. You see, I have transformed my graph. Let me say maybe I want this part of or this whole background to be different as well. Which color now? Maybe this one. See? So maybe I want this again to be a different color. If I were to do this, see, I'm coming up with different colors and decorate my my graph. See? So we end up having different colors, maybe this one as well. Which one now? This one. See? And if I were to close this, and then you find that I have my graph. But you can also adjust the size. You find that if, let's say, chart size, because maybe you don't want a big chart like this, you want to reduce the size. If I were to reduce, keep this, maintain aspect ratio, so that you maintain the ratio between the width and the height. So I'm trying to reduce my graph. See, it's now small graph, and it depends with the space you have. So you can see I have a small graph now, and you can now click or again another aspect which I want. If you want say to show the figures for each graph, show data labels. If you click this, you find that it will show you how many people represented by each bar. Here it's 329, here it's 4,949, here it's 3,214 represented by this graph. So you find that you have all this information, and you can double click and copy and then paste. Let's say you have a Word document where you want to write your report, and you can now paste the graph in your Word document and then add whatever text you want to add. And this is now your graph you have produced in SPSS using Syntax Editor, and further edit it. So in simple, this is how you produce your bar graph using SPSS Syntax Editor. But I want to go further and show you some more concerning the bar graph, and this can be also transferred. These skills can be transferred to any other graph. For example, again, I want to remain looking at the bar graph, then bar slash bar. And then instead of using the count, you know that when we said age groups, we're using the count. Maybe we want to use the mean age. So we can say mean age. Mean age, or mean in brackets, sorry, in brackets age. Then you close the parentheses, by mean age by age groups. Meaning to say you want to see use the mean age of people in a certain age group to come up with the graph instead of the frequency, or instead of the count. We want to use the mean in a particular group. So mean age groups, mean age by age groups. there's no point for me to add again all these aspects, the title, the subtitle, the footnote. I have shown how you can add those. So let me just run this. So you find that we are now using the mean age, and it says mean age at interview. But you can also edit this as I have shown you if you double click and then edit this. So now we are using the mean age instead of the frequency. So if I were to double click here, let's say I just want to see the labels, and then close and close. It means I now know that in this age group, the mean age is 49. For this age group between 50 and 65, the mean age is 57. For those above 66, the mean age is 73 years. So, as I have already shown to you, you can also edit this. Maybe I want this to add years here. Maybe I want to add years. So I can close this and close this. You find that I now have years 50 to 65 years, greater or equal to 66 years. I have just edited there, and you can also edit here. You can even add title if you are not comfortable of typing the syntax in the syntax editor. You can also do it through this window where you can edit different aspects of the graph. So as you can see, I now have, if I were to go back, I used the age and the mean age to come up with this graph. So I think it would be easier for me to say we can use this as well to draw a line graph. If you were to draw, instead of a bar, I put now a line. Let me see, what are we going to get? Instead of, I put a line. See now, we have a line graph instead of a bar graph by mere changing only a word here, one single word. The other aspects are the same, but I just write line graph. Let me see if I say pi. Let me remove this one. I just say pi age groups. Pi age groups. And see, I now have a pie chart. So it is very simple. In this syntax, I didn't add the title, but you can add the title as I have shown in the second example here. You can add the title, you can add the footnote, you can add the subtitle. And if you just draw a graph like this, you can edit that. You can double click on your graph and a window comes up and you can add some of the aspects of the graph you have left out. So I have shown you the line graph, I've shown you the bar graph, I have shown you how you can come up with a line graph by using this simple syntax. On the bar graph again, there's another aspect which I want to show you. Let's say we want to look at a bar graph or a graph. Then slash bar. But instead, we want to use the percentage number of people in a particular category. So instead of, we can say PCT, the percentage total by age groups. Age groups. Then we put a dot. Remember, you can add all these, but there's no need for me to continue repeating or adding the title and so forth. I have shown you how you can add a title. But now, instead of using the total frequency or the total number of people in a, I want to use the percentage. You see, it shows now percent and the age group. So if I were to click here, double click and show labels, see 3.9%, here it's 58%, here it's if I close this, we have 3.9%, we have 58.3%, we have 37% of the total. So if you add this, should give you 100. So instead of using the count, like in the where we use the main, in this one, I think we used the count, but I changed this. Remember, there was count or frequency was used to generate this graph. In this graph, we used the mean to generate this graph, and this graph we use the percentage to generate this graph. So let's say again, we want this by sex, age group, by sex. We have variable sex. So a bar graph by sex. You see? We have this is a grouped graph. So we can specify, let's say, in this case, I can specify bar graph. Let me, by default, usually it gives you symbol, but in this case, symbol. We want a simple graph. Right? if we want a stacked graph, let's say we want a stacked graph, and if I say stacked here, see, because I changed to stacked graph. I said stacked here, graph / bar, then in parentheses we get stacked age by sex. We end up having this graph showing that in blue it's the male, then males, and then females in green. And you can also change these colors as you wish. It's not always that you are going to use these colors. You can change this color to any color you want. I have shown you how to do it. So let me see what happens if I say it grouped. This is grouped. It's a grouped bar graph. So you find that you can play around with a bar graph or with different options if you want to change the bar graph you want to produce. Now you can also do the same if you want to come up with a histogram. I think I have to show you also how you come up with the same procedure, graph / you can just, I think if it's hist, if you say hist, then we have age. Let us see what are we going to get. Oh, we have a histogram. So this is the histogram showing the frequency and age interview. And you can also change these labels as you wish. So this is our histogram. It also shows the mean age, it shows the standard deviation and the total number of participants in the. We can also have the mean BMI. We can also we can also have a histogram showing the BMI instead of the mean. The hist, we can say BMI. If we were to run this, this is the histogram showing the BMI in frequency and the histogram. But we have also here the mean BMI, which is 28.50. So all in all, I think I have shown you how you can add the title, how you can add the subtitle, how you can generate the footnote, how you can come up with a pie chart, how you can come with a line graph, how you can come with a histogram using SPSS syntax. And I think all in all, these are the basics of generating a graph in SPSS using SPSS Syntax Editor. Although you can also add more information on your graph as you wish, but these are the basics, or for those who are starting in using SPSS Syntax Editor. it will be very beneficial to use these ways which I have shown you, and you can grow in confidence. The more you practice, the more you perform graphs using this graphic production language in SPSS editor. Will help you to improve on graphical presentation of your data using SPSS Syntax Editor. Thank you for watching. I hope this will help. Share it with your friends, and if you have any question, contact me through our YouTube channel. You can also contact me through our Twitter page or Facebook page, or the contact form on our website, topresearchcenter.com. Thank you for watching. See you in the next lecture.